Hello everyone, and welcome to my British Royal Family official channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Meghan Markle was most popular for being a suits entertainer prior to joining the regal family, yet the 41-year-old likewise fiddled with contributing to a blog her culinary pleasures. One champion recipe shared by the perfect eating Californian was her sweet apple toast. Like Kate, Princess of Wales, Meghan Markle is no doubt a fan of clean eating to keep her trim. However, the Duchess of Sussex is also known to occasionally favor heartier family recipes over her healthier cake bowls as a mother of two. Additionally, her grandmother's autumnal breakfast dish is one of her favorites. The warming recipe, also known as Grandma Markle's apple butter toast, is made with a variety of reassuring ingredients and is sweet and nutritious at the same time. Offering her recipe to Erupt magazine, presently Style, in 2015, the 41-year-old shared her own twist on her grandma, Doris Sanders Markle's recipe. Meghan composed, "Experiencing childhood in Leh, I seldom saw my grandmother Markle, as she hailed from New Hampshire and consumed quite a bit of her time on Earth in Pennsylvania and Florida. To overcome that issue, she would continuously send scrapbooks, care bundles, and boxes of treats produced using family recipes. Lauding the straightforward and fulfilling recipe, she guaranteed that making the dish is like a stroll through a world of fond memories. Making it is all around as simple as tossing everything in the sluggish cooker to stew, so it tends to be made for the time being prepared to appreciate in the first part of the day. For the creamy fruit spread, 3 pounds, 10 apples, of peeled, cored, and chopped apples, 2 cups of granulated sugar, 1½ teaspoons of ground cinnamon, and 1/8 of a teaspoon of ground cloves, seeded bread, toasted. 1/4 of a cup of cream cheddar, room temperature, 2 cups of ricotta cheddar, 2 tablespoons full-fat milk, 2 teaspoons of lemon zing, 1½ teaspoons of newly ground ginger, touch of salt, almonds to embellish, optional to make the creamy fruit spread. Place the fixings as a whole, short the bread, into the sluggish cooker and mix well to join. Turn the machine up to high intensity and pass on the combination to warm through until it begins to bubble. As of now, the cooker ought to be covered and left on high intensity for 60 minutes. Cook for 8 to 10 hours at a low temperature. Once stewed, rush into a smooth combination and fill an impermeable holder to store for as long as about 14 days. In the case of destroying straight, spread liberally onto a cut of cultivated toasted bread and appreciate all alone. For an additional bend, prepare the ricotta beating cherished by Meghan. Public trust free passes in Friday's paper. Meghan Markle's sluggish cooked apple toast is a straightforward and fulfilling family recipe. Meghan Markle was most popular for being a suits entertainer prior to joining the imperial family, yet the 41-year-old likewise fiddled with publishing content to a blog her culinary joys. Her sweet apple toast was a standard recipe that the Californian who practices clean eating shared. By Phoebe T.R.Nish. 1415, Mon, Joel 31, 2023 refreshed. 752, Og 1, 2023. 40 BOOKNAAK. French toasts with apple and cinnamon. Meghan added ricotta and almonds to top her grandmother's recipe. Picture, Getty. Meghan Markle is no question a devotee of clean eating to keep up with her trim figure, very much like Kate, Princess of Ridges. In any case, as a mother of two, the Duchess of Sussex is likewise known to incline toward heartier family recipes over her solid cake bowls once in a while. What's more, one of her top choices is a pre-winter breakfast dish made by her own grandma. Known as Grandmother Markle's creamy fruit spread toast, the warming recipe is equivalent amounts of sweet and nutritious, produced using a variety of soothing fixings. In 2015, the 41-year-old shared her recipe with Flair magazine, which is now called Affaire Sharon. She put her own spin on the recipe that her grandmother, Doris Sanders Markle, maid. Lady making apple cake in the kitchen. Lady stripping an apple. Creamy fruit spread is a warming, flavored besting utilized on the toast. Picture, Getty Images. Meghan wrote, since she was originally from New Hampshire, but spent most of her life in Pennsylvania and Florida, I rarely saw my grandmother while I was growing up in Los Angeles. She would always send care packages, scrapbooks, and boxes of treats made from family recipes to bridge that gap. Loathing the basic and fulfilling recipe, she guaranteed that making the dish is like a stroll through a world of fond memories. Making it is all around as simple as tossing everything in the sluggish cooker to stew, so it tends to be made for the time being prepared to appreciate in the first part of the day. Apple butter. You can enjoy apple butter on its own or with the ricotta mixture on top. Image, Getty. Fixings. For the creamy fruit spread: 3 bulbs of apples, around 10, stripped, cored and hacked. 2 cups granulated sugar. 1½ teaspoons of ground cinnamon. 1/8 of a teaspoon of ground cloves. Cultivated bread, toasted. Fixings: 1/4 of a cup of cream cheddar, room temperature. 2 cups of ricotta cheddar. 2 tablespoons full-fat milk. 2 teaspoons of lemon zing. 1½ teaspoons of newly ground ginger. Spot of salt. Almonds to decorate, discretionary. Taking ricotta cheddar to spread on bread. Ricotta is brimming with protein and a decent wellspring of amino acids. Picture, Getty Images. Submit your email address here, subscyp. We use your sign up to better understand you and provide content in ways you'd have consented to. This might incorporate adverts from us and outsiders in view of our comprehension. You can withdraw whenever. More data. To make the creamy fruit spread, place the fixings in general, less the bread, into the sluggish cooker and mix well to join. Set the appliance to high heat and let the mixture warm all the way through until bubbles appear. The cooker should be covered at this point and left on high heat for 1 hour. Lessen the intensity to low and cook for 8 to 10 hours. Once stewed, race into a velvety blend and fill an impenetrable holder to store for as long as about 14 days. In the case of consuming straight, spread liberally onto a cut of cultivated toasted bread and appreciate all alone. For an additional bend, prepare the ricotta besting cherished by Meghan. Moving. Princess Kate's #1 dinner is delightful and shockingly modest. Princess Kate's #1 dinner is delightful and shockingly modest. Sovereign Camilla shares her most loved feast, and it's shockingly modest and simple. Sovereign Camilla shares her most loved feast, and it's shockingly modest and simple. Ruler George's most loved dinner is minimal expense and exceptionally simple to make. Recipe. Ruler George's most loved dinner is minimal expense and exceptionally simple to make. Recipe. To make this, whisk the cream cheddar in a bowl with an electric blender. After incorporating the milk and ricotta, beat for a few minutes until fluffy. Mix in the honey, zing, ginger and salt, then taste prior to adding more honey. This ought to make a little more than 2 cups, so any extras will save in a fixed compartment for multi-week. Smear the ricotta blend over cultivated, toasted bread, then top with the sweet creamy fruit spread. Top with almonds or some other nuts to wrap up. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, so please don't forget to subscribe my channel and don't miss any update.